I mean, what other channel can sit there and bring on known PDF files, known rapists, self-admitted to both of these, and known racists, all self-admitted? What channel do you know that can bring all three of those people onto your channel, your platform, and think that nothing is going to happen to you? Okay, so I want to go over this because Logic's made a video talking about Fresh and Vape wanting YouTube to remonetize them. And I think it's a really funny thing that these guys, after everything that they've done, think that YouTube owes them to pay them. And I mean, it's just an insane thing after all the racist things that they've done and said, and it's crazy. So we're gonna get into that and we're gonna check this out. So let's hop into it.
It ain't about being on the left. It ain't about being on the right. It's clearly got to do with something with your content. So miss me with this victim, Myron, and stop acting like you're entitled to get paid by YouTube. You are lucky that you have not been kicked off the platform, my nigga. So,
and that's just straight up true. I mean, after everything that they've done, they deserve to be permanently banned.
Just be grateful that you can still have an audience at this point watch you on the biggest platform that they could watch you on. And if they decide to keep it moving on another platform, then you better take what you can get, my nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know you're in here. We finna have fun tonight.
So Myron is begging YouTube to remonetize him. So we're not going to read every...
And that's just mainly because they're broke. Let's be clear. They're broke. They have to be. If they weren't broken, they weren't struggling, they wouldn't be doing this. You know? But for somebody who sits there and talks all of this shit that he does to Abba and talks about how he's got all this money and all this property and this and that and this and that, why would he care about this? If he's got enough money raking in to be able to live his life, why does he care? The only reason why he cares is because he needs it.
Everything that's happened from top to bottom, but we're gonna get a gist of what's going on. Enough is enough tags a bunch of YouTube pages on Twitter. We've been demonetized for nearly 3 years with zero ad revenue, despite Trump winning, as if that means fuck all.
It
Guidelines
does not.
softening, and them bragging about favoring free speech and reinstating banned creators. Policies loosens in 2025. They unbanned COVID election misinfo channels and loosen moderation under Trump pressure. But right-wing voices like us, and I have evidence to prove it in the thread below. They value conservative voices when it suits them, yet we're bleeding money while lefty propaganda flows free.
They're bleeding money. So, I mean, I don't know. You can take it however you want to take it. When I say, yet we're bleeding money while lefty propaganda flows free, it means that they're running out of money. Despite all the shit that Myron would say, despite all the shit they would talk, now they're basically admitting that they're broke.
Fix this now or admit the bias never died. Retweet if you're fed up. Let's make them feel the heat. I'm mad he thinks that him being upset is going to make YouTube feel heat to get a fucking hateful channel like his monetized again. Nobody get Myron. You're not as popular as you think you are. And not only that.
Well, that's not true. They are popular. They're just popular for being terrible human beings. So it is what it is. I mean, they were the #1 super chatted channel, I think, of all time. I think they were raking in money, like stupid amounts of money. So, I mean, it's easy to see that they've already ran through their nest egg, and now they're scraping to get by. But him thinking that he's going to pressure YouTube to give them monetization is just insane. It doesn't make any sense anyways. I mean, they sat there and basically called Abba and Preach a bunch of monkeys, unevolved monkeys. If you listen to Zerka, danced around, treated Preach like he was mentally, like, deficient, called Abba a sodomite. Well, he called both of them gay. But Myron really likes to harp on calling Abba a sodomite because that's pretty much the only talking point that Myron has. And they're cowards, man. They're really cowards because they do all this shit talking behind the camera, but then as soon as it gets met face to face, they either want to pull a blicky out or they want to call 911. That's how they operate. They never want to really throw hands because if they really wanted to throw hands, they could have done that on multiple occasions. They had so many opportunities to throw hands with people and they just never took it. I mean, Preach went down there to Florida to go meet up with family, and he was willing to go stop by and take both of them on. They ignored that shit. Allende came to their door to fight, and Myron pulled out the blicky at that point. Then met them on the street, pulled out the blicky again. Then HS Tiki Taki, who lives in their building, he went on his stream and basically told Myron, like, yo, I'll beat the shit out of you any day of the week. Just tell me when and where. And Myron never stepped up for it. And then, now after all this, I think I might be wrong with what I'm about to say, but I'm pretty sure that Walter and Sneeko talked about boxing. And Sneeko was down, and then Walter backed out, which isn't a big surprise. They're both cowards. They both have their chest puffed out and they act like they're these masculine men, but in all reality, they're cowards. Because there's never a video online of them doing anything but talk shit. You will never find a video of them getting their ass beat or them beating somebody's ass. Well, I mean, unless you're Zerka, who they sat there and they hang out with too, who is a known PDF file, which is kind of crazy as well. And Zerka got his ass beat by HS Tiki Taki, which was glorious to see. But I digress. Let's see what Walter Weeks has to say about this shit.
Bro, you wore a KKK hood on the stream.
Yep.
You just now, 2 weeks ago, was yelling the Hail Hitler song on a bus, proud of it. You praise him. You treat him like he's a Jesus incarnate. You're always being racist on whatever platform you're on. You're lucky they ain't kicked your channel off of YouTube.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing that they're not understanding. Is that YouTube has the power to permanently delete them off the platform. But they're still allowing them to have their free speech. The only difference is that they're just not allowed to profit off of their free speech, which nobody is guaranteed to profit off of their free speech. That's just a matter of fact. But Byron acts like YouTube owes them after everything that they've done. But I mean, in all reality, you owe YouTube a lot more than they owe you for the amount of backlash you probably caused the platform for all the shit that you've done and been out there doing in public.
And now you think that you're entitled to get paid by them. Crazy. This is a...
And let me make this something clear. Any content creator on this platform, and let's make a very... I'm going to paint this with a broad brush because it needs to be. Nobody on this platform deserves to be paid. YouTube allows you to get paid if, people find you interesting and you stay within the rules and you don't make a lot of mistakes, then that's a different thing. But YouTube does not have a right to pay you for the content you put on their platform. They don't. They are allowing you to get paid. So let's just be clear. Call a spade a spade. You do not have to be paid to post on any of these sites, period.
Weird level of entitlement. This is pure entitlement because nobody is obligated to pay you on YouTube, bro. Like, period. So what happened was Walter made a 9-post thread to explain why they should be remonetized again. And I saw some of it. I didn't read every single part, but the evidence means absolutely nothing because the pure support, endorsement, the excitement around racism is enough to keep y'all demonetized. And again, you're lucky that your channel's not gone. You wore a KKK hood, but all right.
Facts. These 9 pages, either Myron wrote them for Walter or Walter had ChatGPT write these tweets up for him because he did not write like this. There's no way. You've seen how the man speaks. There ain't no way he writes like this.
So here we go. YouTube, reinstate Fresh and Fit monetization and stop targeting conservatives. We've been demonetized since August 2023, reapplied to the YouTube Partner Program multiple times, been denied without clear reasons or direct dialogue, so we have been forced to go public.
They do not have to be clear. They can just deny you. It's that simple. They do not have to give you a reason for why they don't want to pay you. They just don't have to pay you. I mean, do they really have to sit there and tell you that you're doing racist things on the platform for you to finally understand? Do they really have to say that for you to finally get it?
Yeah, why are they talking like they're talking like they got fired based on racism or something?
Exactly.
And it's funny because you got fired based on racism because you were being racist, but you're acting like they're being racist towards y'all or something.
Facts.
Yeah, the money's drying up. Their operation can't work without YouTube. At the same clip, they can't fire at the same clip without YouTube.
No, it's just not possible. I mean, they don't have Twitch either. I mean, all they have is Kick, Rumble, and Party, I believe. Those are the only 3 places that they have any type of revenue on. And that just means that people would have to completely sacrifice and go to a brand new platform for one creator and one creator only, and specifically just pay you to watch you and you alone on that platform. And a lot of people just aren't going to do that. It's the same thing with YouTube, man. Nobody's going to sit there and just be on YouTube because they follow a single creator. It doesn't work that way. I mean, I don't know, if I had to make a count, I probably have like 60, 70 channels, 80 channels that I'm sub to, that I check all the time, and that's why I'm always on YouTube, because I have so much content to check out from everybody that I follow.
I'll give them credit for as long as they've done it, because it's honestly untenable. In January 2026, YouTube updated advertiser-friendly guidelines. Non-graphic discussions, dramatizations, or controversial sensitive topics, e.g. domestic abuse, sexual harassment, self-harm, suicide, abortion, are now eligible for full ad revenue. This is why I be telling people, y'all could say certain words. Like, I hate watching like Parker get a job. Parker, his content, he bleeps out every word possible, and it's so annoying to watch.
That's annoying. That's really annoying. That's the shit that I don't understand. It's like, look, if you have to bleep everything that you say in a video because you can't get monetized from it, then change how you speak. Switch up your vocabulary. If you are that worried that your video is going to get restricted because of what is coming out of your mouth, then change up your vocabulary. Because nobody wants to sit there and listen to a beep or a silence every 5 seconds just so that way they can get through your content. It's insane.
It's not that deep. YouTube called old rules too restrictive. We restructured to compliant financial content with 0 strikes, yet we were still denied on January 14th, 2026.
Okay, regardless that they don't have strikes, wait, hold on. Can you get no strikes and get taken off the partner program? Well, no, strikes only matter if your channel to get deleted. So, yeah. So it doesn't matter if you have no strikes or not. It just means that they allowed you to keep your platform and let you speak the way you want to speak. They just didn't want to pay you for it.
YouTube is losing $1 to $2 million a year in shared revenue. Pre-demonetization, Fresh and Fit was the #1 super chatted channel in the U.S. Now he finna say that because they ain't monetized the YouTube losing money. Jesus Christ. Pre-demonetization, Fresh and Fit was the #1 super chatted channel in the U.S., generating $1 to $2 million a year in super chats. YouTube's 30% cut is $300 to $600K a year. Does he not realize $300K to YouTube is like pennies?
Yeah. When you're talking about AdSense dollars, that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. You're talking about $1 billion industry, and you're acting like because you make them a 32nd of their annual revenue, then all of a sudden they owe something to you. I mean, they don't owe you shit, man. They do not owe you anything. And I mean, being the #1 super chatted channel is a good metric, and it might do something in your favor, but that doesn't. You're using that for the wrong reasons. And this is why this shit's never going to follow through. You could have restructured how you said this, and it could have came off better. I mean, there's better ways to phrase this, and sitting there and acting like, well, you're losing money because we're not there. Dude, they don't care. They do not care.
It's pennies. It's pennies. Demonetization ended that for both sides. If Fresh and Fair were not demonetized, this number could have easily doubled or tripled.
No,
this
it wouldn't have.
This fucking main character syndrome is crazy.
If they think it would have doubled or tripled, then why didn't this shit follow them to Twitch, to Rumble, to Kick, to Party? It's very easy. If people were willing to super chat you on YouTube, then they have no problem doing donations on those other platforms. The reason why it hasn't been happening is because nobody wants to send you money anymore. That's it. That's why you need YouTube back, because you need the AdSense to cover up for all the lost donations.
See, these niggas said, yo, YouTube, y'all demonetized up, y'all losing $1 million a year. My nigga, what? Are you kidding me? While similar channels.
But they're not even losing $1 million. They only get 30%, so they're getting, like up at the top of it says 300 to 600,000. They're not even losing $1 million a year. They're losing less than that. They're losing a third of that a year. So it's stupid. It was a stupid talking point. He had a better way to structure that to where it could have been way more endearing and it could have turned in his favor. But he's trying to gloat and showboat and puff his chest out, and that's gonna end up getting him nowhere.
Channels monetized, making this. YouTube is losing $1 to $3 million a year, enforcing outdated rules, while similar channels monetized, making the same content. And he's not factoring in that if they let any and everybody be monetized, all they're doing is losing ad revenue, which is the primary source of their income. You're still getting. You know what's funny about this? He's thinking about what they're losing because of not having them getting super chatted when they get 30% of the super chat versus the money they get for advertisers that can put their stuff on content that's more suitable for a wider audience, because ads aren't going to ad people that want their ads on YouTube won't want them on your content.
Exactly. So the only thing that you have going for you is the super chats, because you can't have any ads running on your stuff, because none of these sponsors and none of these ads are gonna want to put their ads on your content, because it's gonna be a Twitter war.
Stupid fuck, and that's the primary source of their income. Locate bootstraps and quit crying. Facts.
100%.
YouTube attached is super chat rankings from Playboy, Social Blade. Yeah, so I'm sure they were getting a lot of super chats. I don't deny that. YouTube violates own policy to deny Fresh and Fair monetization. Oh, this is a lot.
Good Lord.
Some of the quotes from it is, have no community guideline strikes. Our automated systems and human reviewers will review your channel as a whole to make sure you follow our policies and guidelines.
Yeah. We'll review your channel as a whole to make sure your channel follows all of our policies and guidelines, and you haven't done that. You don't do that. You're never going to do that. You spread hate speech. You throw racial slurs like it's Oprah giving out cars. Like, dude, you're acting like you fit every category here. Like, look at this shit. Fresh and Fit has 0 strikes, 0 warnings, and full compliance, yet was denied based on 2 harassment warnings. That's nowhere near true. That's nowhere near true. Yes, those harassment warnings might have played into it, but those harassment warnings were, okay, now we're going to keep an eye on you, and we're going to see what you're doing off-platform and on-platform, and see what you're really like. And in all reality, man, your Death of Abba and Preach stream where you sat there and walked around calling them monkeys, saying that Preach had the warrior gene, saying they're unevolved, calling them gay for dancing, doing all this shit, but yet you still don't understand why you got demonetized. I don't understand how these guys claim to be so intelligent, but yet they're this stupid when it comes to this. This isn't a speak however you want and we're going to pay you platform. This is you do what we say and we will allow you to get paid. And if you can't do so, then you're going to put shit up for free.
Guidelines. Channels will lose monetization when they violate any of the channel monetization policies. This policy applies to your channel as a whole. YouTube ties denial strike. YouTube partner program ties denial strikes to only have no active community guideline strikes on your channel. If you have a community guideline strike on your channel, you can apply after your strike expires. There's no mentioning of warnings blocking YouTube partner program in YouTube policy. YouTube's denial weaponizes non-penalizing warnings from a pre-existing unrelated channel to block a compliant one, directly contradicting their explicit policies on warning strikes and circumvention. No circumvention equals no cross effects unauthorized. Wait a minute. That don't sound right, because to my understanding, Myron Gaines and Fresh and Fit. No. If Myron is on Fresh and Fit and Myron has his own channel,
yeah, you can't do that. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. All they have to do is look at the paperwork you filled out for both those channels, and they're going to realize that you are the same person, and they will not allow either one of those channels to be monetized. Why do you think Sneeko, who got his strikes on his live stream channel, Sneeko, but then still lost his Sneeko channel as well, and clip channels that just had his name involved? They weren't even his. They were just people that were clipping his content. That's because that's them preventing you to circumvent the ban. That's how this works. You can't even post in your community tab if you're on a suspension. I mean, if you post in your community tab with a suspension, they will strike you for a circumvention and they can take you down for it. It's not a complicated system to understand.
Monetize one, he can't monetize any of them, pretty much. That's how it works. Even if it's unrelated and doesn't have strikes or warnings, is because it's the same person over those channels.
Yep.
That's why he can't be monetized on it. And I don't know why he's acting like he doesn't know that.
He does.
He's talking about there's no mention
care.
of warning. He's trying to be. He's acknowledging one rule while ignoring another. He's saying that they can't. There's no mention of warnings or blocking YouTube partner program in the policy. YouTube's denial weaponizes non-penalizing warnings from a pre-existing unrelated channel to block a compliant one. They don't have. That's not how this works, sir. It ain't about if this channel has no strikes or warnings and this one does, you can't monetize either one. The issue is Myron is in charge of this channel and Myron is in charge of this channel. Myron can't be monetized anywhere because one of his channels can't be monetized because you constantly are breaking the rules of their policy program. I could be wrong. I don't know if outside behavior can get you demonetized.
Yes, it can. It says it in their terms. They can demonetize you. They can even ban you for off-platform behavior because YouTube understands that they can get dragged into it because of the association.
But I know, like with EDP 445, he didn't break.
Yeah, EDP didn't do anything on platform. He did all this shit off platform, and he still got banned. That's just what it is. YouTube's not going to take the risk.
YouTube's policy, but his image on the outside was enough to be like, yeah, no. They kicked him off the platform completely.
Yep.
So demonetizing him would have been a slap on the wrist for what he was accused of. So that's easily, you could say like, well, Myron, you putting on KKK hoods and praising Hitler. We don't want to pay you for your content. That's not unreasonable, and it's not ridiculous to think of.
I mean, what other channel can sit there and bring on known PDF files, known rapists, self-admitted to both of these, and known racists, all self-admitted? What channel do you know that can bring all three of those people onto your channel, your platform, and think that nothing is going to happen to you? It doesn't make any sense to me why they think that that's how this works. I mean, you were bringing on the lowest of the low when it comes to people, but yeah, you don't seem to understand why YouTube doesn't want to pay you for what you do.
Exhibit A. First warning from Akash commentary, yet monetized elsewhere.
No, that doesn't mean anything. If you're not posting the exact same content, then it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The subject isn't the reason for why you got the warning. Let's be clear on that. It wasn't about that. It was about the shit that you said in the video. Because I'm pretty sure, I can't remember this, but it was deemed for singled out with harassment, warning removal, and used to block fresh and fit monetization. Okay, so yes, he was given out a harassment on his video, and I can almost guarantee you that he said some wild shit in that video while other people stayed tame. Because I watched a lot of these videos. I don't know. I know who this guy is, but I don't remember his name. Because I can't really stand watching him, man. He's really boring to listen to. But I watched his video. I know I watched this video, and I watched this video. And these were all relatively tame. They were just going over the subject in general, and they were giving their thoughts on it. Myron doesn't do that. He never has. When it comes to a woman and how they treat a man, Myron's never been one to sit there and huddle and hide his emotions about it. He's gonna get angry.
It depends on what you said. Are you just gonna act like cause people covered Akash, then everybody should get a warning or get
Thank
monetized?
you, Logics. Thank you.
This doesn't make any sense. Warning on Myron Gaines X for criticizing public.
Do I even need to continue making this video? It feels like he's reading my mind. Like, I could just let this shit play, and Logics is going to end up saying the same shit that I say.
Public figures, Jasleen, it's not for criticizing, I'm sure. Akash Singh, based on clips from the podcast where Jasleen discussed orgies, wife, icks, entitlement. Hundreds of channels covered identical clips, commentary with millions of views, full monetization, no penalties.
Okay, it doesn't matter about the subjects that you went over when you were talking about Jasleen. Okay? You were giving a warning for harassment. So that means that you said shit that was out of pocket that you shouldn't be saying. And that's why you got the warning.
Myron Gaines singled out with the harassment warning removal, then used to block fresh and fair monetization. Warnings can be.
And that was not used to fucking block your monetization, dude. You're stupid, man. If you think that is what did it, you're crazy. In all reality, they were what? They were monetized. They were remonetized for 24 hours and then demonetized again. I think that was an error in the system. I don't think that they were ever supposed to get their monetization back. I think that they were always supposed to be demonetized. I think they made an error and then they fixed it. And I mean, in 24 hours for them to figure that shit out, it's pretty good. So, I mean, these guys are so brainwashed and completely brain dead that they just think that they can say whatever they want with no repercussion, and they think that they're owed a platform. Nobody owes you anything, man. The only thing that is ever owed to you is the things that you owe yourself. That's it. Nobody is entitled to a damn thing on this planet. You have to earn it.
Warnings can't be used to demonetize the channel as per YouTube policy. So it looks like the Akash situation got even worse. They took the video down. We think your content didn't follow our harassment policy. And he posted a picture of everybody else that covered it. I wonder if they got Julia.
Wait, hold on.
And
I want to see that
again. Picture of everybody else that covered it.
Young Don, that's who it is. Okay, now I know. Yep, I watched Jamari's. I watched mediocre tutorials.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I watched pretty much all those videos. So, yeah, it was all really tame when they talked about Akash. So I don't understand why Myron thinks that they deserve to get the same warning that he got.
His point is, other people cover Akash and Fresh and Fit got a warning, or no, they got a harassment strike and they took it down. Don't know what Myron said in that video. Have no idea. I'm sure they appealed.
I can almost guarantee you it was nothing good.
I would hope you appealed it, and then maybe it didn't go through. I'm assuming what it say. They have a timestamp. You can see example around 1608, although there could be other instances. So I'm curious as to. Wait. Oh. that's just the original video. They have a timestamp. So there's a chance. The problem is I want to know what that timestamp was. And Fresh should have used that to help. He should have been like, this time frame isn't harassment.
Well, that's the thing, though, is if they deleted it, then they're not going to be able to know. I mean, I don't even know if they could private it or unlist it without still getting in trouble. I mean, I don't really know, but it seems like they deleted it. So I think that's why the link wasn't put up there.
Because depending on what was said at that timestamp, you might have been harassing or whatever. Because let's be clear, Myron made it clear he has a chip on his shoulder with Akash. Every other content creator doesn't have a beef with Akash that they're like targeting.
No, they were just speaking on it. In all reality, they were simply just speaking on it, and it was, I mean, they didn't really say anything crazy.
Targeting him, you know, and he could be harassed. I don't know what he said at that timestamp. I don't know what he said. So it depends on what he said at that timestamp. And if it's valid.
I mean, I could probably tell you, but I don't want to have to bleep it out. But I'm pretty sure I know what he said.
It is valid, but, you know, knowing Myron, he probably said some shit he shouldn't have said. I don't know. Exhibit C, PBD podcast, external links and hypocritical enforcement. July 2023, Fresh and Fit hate speech strike for linking Nick Fuentes, Cozy TV in the description after we were cleared by YouTube to have him on the show. Contrast PBD.
Okay, being cleared to have him on the show and then giving him a full-on
Podcast has monetized interviews with.
Giving him a full-on basic, like, shout-out and push, and pretty much promoting him on a different platform for your audience to go follow. I think that's probably where they draw the line.
With Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, and all have direct links to banned off-platform sites. Videos are still live monetized as of YouTube. Now, if this happened, that's some bullshit.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I get it, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it's mainly because it's Fuentes. I think it's really because it's Fuentes. I don't even think that, like, Alex Jones causes anywhere near the type of stir that Fuentes does.
Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our hate speech policy. We've removed the following content from YouTube. We know this might how it glorifying or inciting violence. Okay, so they gave links to Tate.
But that's not what it said. It said glorifying violence.
Alex Jones, and they're monetized. Now, see, Fresh is saying that
they linked Nick
they
Fuentes.
did it because of the links to Tate. Fresh is saying they did it because they linked people that are deplatformed from YouTube. The strike says
exactly
this strike.
It violates our hate speech policy. Content glorifying or inciting violence against another person or group of people is not allowed on YouTube. We also don't allow any content that encourages hatred of another person or group of people based on their membership in a protected group. So, that's what they lost it for. They didn't lose it because they linked to Cozy TV. They did not. Because I'm like 99.9% sure that when Destiny had Fuentes on his channel, he would link to Cozy TV because that was the only place that Fuentes could be on.
Strike says it's for hate speech, not because they put links to people that are banned on YouTube.
Exactly.
Is this nigga stupid?
They are stupid. I think you're forgetting the more that you read this logics, they're stupid.
Maybe YouTube is on bullshit, but this didn't prove it.
I don't think so.
It could be YouTube could be on dirt with Fresh.
I don't think so. Because in all reality, Fresh and Fit are little fish in a big pond. I mean, if they were gonna go after anybody, they would have gone after Tate. They would have gone after Alex Jones. They would have gone after a lot of that shit. I mean, it's really hard to believe that they're just singling out Fresh and Fit. That doesn't make any sense to me.
And fit. This don't prove it because you're saying it's because you got the links. You're showing a screenshot that says you got it for hate speech. Why is this is oh.
Because they're dumb. They're dumb.
And not only that, I love how Myron was talking about conservative voices. Meanwhile, they have multiple examples of conservatives that are monetized. So clearly, it's not about being a conservative, and it's just about y'all. Y'all are the problem. It's not conservatives. Conservatives, because for the sake of being conservative, are not getting demonetized and kicked off of YouTube. It's y'all. This probably be the last one we read for this whole breakdown. Exhibit D, similar debate channels fully monetized. Channels like Whatever, Michael Sartain, Rolo, Pearl, Crucible, No Fugazi, all them. Despite unequal treatment with identical content being monetized, even when we shifted to financial topics only with zero warnings or strikes, we were still denied YouTube partner program. The January 2026 update allows full revenue on non-graphic controversial discussions, precisely our past flags under old rules.
I mean, I think this is their only real talking point that they have.
I don't know what that's supposed to show.
It's showing them getting super chats. I think that's what they're trying to say, because that's the only way you get super chats is if you're in the partner program. So I think that this is their quote unquote proof, because they're showing you Pearl, they're showing you Whatever podcast, they're showing you all these people that are monetized while they're not, and they do similar content, quote unquote.
I guess. Oh, they're all talking about controversial topics and they're monetized, I guess. Fresh. Myron's the problem, sir.
Facts.
I don't know what to tell you. And if you want to make some money, you got to get away from that nigga. I don't know
100%.
if you've scarred for life with YouTube now, because I'm sure Fresh's pages aren't monetized. This evidence he's showing isn't proving anything. Like, let's see. Okay, what we check when we review your channel: if you're making money on YouTube, your content should be original and authentic. This means we expect content to be original. If you borrow from content from somebody else, you need to change it significantly, make your own. Not be mass-produced or repetitive. It should be for the enjoyment and education of viewers rather than for the sole purpose of getting views.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that complicated of a system to follow. It's just Fresh and Fit want to do things their way and their way only, regardless of what rules they break.
We'll check your channel and content against our policy, since they can't check every video. I mainly focus on the main theme, most viewed videos, newest videos, biggest proportion of watch time, video metadata, channels about section. These are just examples. Okay, the community guidelines. Let's see. You have to be within the guidelines. Let's see. They definitely do misinformation. Violent and dangerous content. This seems like it'd be mostly what they get hit on.
Yep.
It seems like they get hit on violence and dangerous.
Well, that also sexual content.
Hate speech, predatory behavior, graphic violence, malicious attacks, and content that promotes harmful or dangerous behavior isn't allowed on YouTube. Harmful or dangerous content policies. Extremely dangerous challenges, pranks, no. Weapons, no, they ain't doing none of that. Hate speech policies. Let's look at that. Hate speech is not allowed on YouTube. We don't allow content that promotes violence or hatred against groups or individuals based on any of the following attributes, which indicate groups: age, caste, ethnicity, or race, disability, immigration status, nationality, religion, sex, gender, sexual orientation, veteran status, victims of a major event, or their kin.
Exactly.
That easily in and of it.
That covers everything that Fresh and Fit talk about. That's like the gambit. That's their channel in a nutshell. If you look at this is the majority of where they make their money, is talking about shit like this. It's not about the financial side. It's not about teaching people how to make money. It's about none of the crypto shit that they speak on. This is where they make their money. They basically have an online version of Jerry Springer that they just use Miami IG models or OF models to go on. That's basically what it is.
Itself would disqualify you. So you have to be within the guidelines of YouTube's community guidelines, and then you got to be in the guidelines to get. If you don't get that, then you can't get monetized. You can't be monetized unless you're following their guidelines. So if they're actually lucky they're not kicked off the platform, to be honest. These niggas, Myron in particular, shows plenty of hate towards a certain sex, people with a certain sexual orientation, ethnicity, and race. And he thinks that if he doesn't do it on YouTube, everything's all good. My guy, you shit on Jewish people, black people, women, Muslims all the time. Not Muslim, well, I guess he considers himself, I don't know what Myron is these days, but whatever.
Facts.
You violate that shit, you can't get monetized. So yeah, I don't know why Myron thinks that, Myron and Fresh, that thinks that they should be monetized again just because time has passed, and I guess you think you could be racist off of YouTube and stay monetized. This is kind of pathetic.
Yeah, it don't work like that. It never worked like that. It's never been that way, and it's not going to be that way from now on. It's always going to be that way because you represent YouTube off platform. It doesn't matter if you're only streaming on Kick or Twitch. It does not matter. What you do on those platforms also affects what you do on YouTube as well. It plays a factor. They keep an eye on that shit, especially if you're doing outrageous shit. They're going to be watching everything that you do. They're going to watch every move you make.
I think it's sad because, like I said, the simple fact that he's trying to say that, oh, conservative voices are being shut down while liberal voices get to run propaganda. Why is the left doing propaganda, but you're just a right-wing voice? Why? You could have just left it a left-wing voice. It's not about people. Destiny is fucking still demonetized right now. He's on the left. I don't know why. I don't even know why Destiny got demonetized, but he's demonetized right now too. And I think he reapplied and got denied again. So it ain't.
Well, it's because he said all that shit about when Trump got shot, and like he said a bunch of crazy shit, and then also, you know, you gotta talk about what he said when the flood in Texas happened and that church camp of girls drowned, and he said some really crazy shit about that as well. So I mean, it's not kind of crazy to think he kind of did deserve it.
About being on the left, it ain't about being on the right. It's clearly got to do with something with your content. So miss me with this victim shit, Myron, and stop acting like you're entitled to get paid by YouTube. You are lucky that you have not been kicked off the platform, my nigga.
Yep.
So just be grateful that you can still have an audience at this point watch you on the biggest platform that they could watch you on. And if they decide to keep it moving on another platform, then you better take what you can get, my nigga.
All right. Well, I think that, you know, Fresh and Fit, I mean, I made a video talking about the spiral, and now they're at the end of their rope, and they're grasping for some little bit so that way they can, you know, keep doing what they're doing, and I honestly think that they're really on the verge of falling off. And I think the Vendome situation kind of put into play what's really happening. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time. I mean, this whole red pill bullshit is just gonna die out. I mean, who else is gonna carry the torch? Clavicular? Because in all reality, man, that's really all you got. Donovan Sharp is completely finished. Nobody gives a shit what Rollo Tomasi has to say. You, Myron, are completely getting blackballed because of all the shit that you've done and all the racist shit that you've done. The Tates are completely finished. I mean, who else do you have? Mr. I can't open a pickle jar, and my wife has 4 baby daddies. Andrew Wilson. I mean, if that's who you have to carry your torch and to carry on the legacy of the red pill, then you better let it die with you. Because if not, it's going to be a bigger embarrassment than what it already is now. But I digress. Anyways, I think that that's all I got for this video. If you enjoyed, then please like it, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. I'm still trying to get that 100 subs by April. I'm trying to get this channel to grow, and I would like for you guys to join me on this growth, because it would mean a lot if you followed me on this journey. So, but that's all I got for this one, guys. I still am gonna bring out the ABBA and Sneeko debate video. I just have a lot of notes to take and a lot of recording to do and a lot of clips to gather, so it will be coming. But I will talk to you guys later. I'm out.